God says, the person hurting you will regret it. A faith-inspired message of justice, healing, and hope. There are nights when you lie awake, replaying words that cut deeper than anyone else could ever see. You smile in public, but your heart carries wounds that nobody notices. Maybe someone betrayed your trust. Maybe someone lied about you. Maybe someone walked away when you needed them most. Maybe they mocked your kindness and treated your love like weakness. If that's where you are today, this message is for you. Not because anyone can predict the future. Not because anyone knows exactly what tomorrow holds. But because throughout Scripture, we see a God who sees every hidden tear, hears every silent prayer, and never ignores injustice forever. So before you continue, quiet your heart for a moment. Take a slow breath, and remember this simple truth. God has not forgotten your pain. One of the hardest parts about being hurt is watching the other person appear perfectly fine. They laugh, they celebrate, they continue their life. Meanwhile, you're left collecting broken pieces. You wonder if justice even exists. But Scripture repeatedly reminds us that nothing remains hidden from God. Every motive, every lie, every act of cruelty, every secret manipulation, He sees it all. People can fool society. People can fool friends. Sometimes they can even fool themselves. But nobody fools God. If someone intentionally wounded you without remorse, God already knows the complete story. Nothing has escaped His attention. Pain naturally creates the desire to strike back. You imagine proving them wrong. You imagine exposing them. You imagine watching everything collapse around them. But revenge slowly changes the victim into another wounded person carrying bitterness. God repeatedly calls His people to release personal vengeance into His hands. That doesn't mean pretending evil is good. It doesn't mean staying in abuse. It doesn't mean refusing healthy boundaries. It means trusting that perfect justice belongs to one who sees everything more clearly than we ever can. Walking away from revenge isn't weakness. Sometimes it's the greatest demonstration of strength. Many people believe consequences arrive like lightning. Sometimes they do. Often they don't. Sometimes regret appears quietly. A damaged relationship, lost trust, a guilty conscience, an empty success, broken peace, isolation. Even when nobody else notices, choices shape character, and character shapes destiny. Throughout history, people who repeatedly choose selfishness often discover they have built prisons with their own decisions. The greatest punishment is not always public humiliation. Sometimes it is becoming the kind of person who can no longer experience genuine peace. Here's something surprising. The breakthrough you've been waiting for may not begin when they apologize. It may begin when your life no longer depends on that apology. Healing starts when your future stops being controlled by someone else's actions. Your story becomes larger than your wound. Your identity becomes stronger than your disappointment. God's restoration often happens quietly. One healthy friendship, one unexpected opportunity, one peaceful morning, one answered prayer, one small act of courage after another. And suddenly you realize you survived what once convinced you your life was over. Many of the strongest people carry invisible scars, not because life was easy, but because suffering deepened compassion. Your pain does not automatically define your future. Your betrayal does not cancel your purpose. Your rejection does not erase your value. Sometimes what looked like destruction becomes preparation. Sometimes closed doors redirect you towards something better than you originally imagined. The people who underestimated you don't determine your calling. God does. Sometimes people do regret what they've done. Sometimes they apologize sincerely. Sometimes they never apologize at all. Sometimes they never admit they were wrong. And sometimes only God knows what happens inside their heart. your peace cannot depend on which outcome occurs, because your healing belongs to God, not to another person's confession. If regret comes, let it belong to them. If forgiveness becomes possible, let wisdom guide your boundaries. If reconciliation isn't safe, choose peace anyway. Instead of asking, how can I make them regret hurting me? Ask, how can God heal me so completely that their actions no longer control my joy? Choose integrity. Choose truth. Choose wisdom. Choose healthy boundaries. Choose forgiveness when possible, not because evil deserves approval, but because your heart deserves freedom. Keep building. Keep praying. Keep growing. Keep becoming the person God created you to be. If your heart has been carrying silent pain, know this. God sees what others ignored. God understands what others misunderstood. God values what others rejected. Justice belongs to Him. Healing is available to you. Hope still has your name on it. The chapter you're living today is not the final page of your story. And even in moments when you cannot see His hand, you can still trust His heart. If this message encouraged you, write in the comments, "My future is in God's hands." May peace replace your anxiety. May wisdom replace confusion. May courage replace fear. And may your heart discover the freedom that no human being can ever take away.